Hi, welcome to Hilot Academy of Binabaylan, and this is our lesson 2, which is the modalities of Hilot. In the first lesson, we have give you a clear definition of what Hilot is, and for a review, we will discuss what Hilot is all about. Hilot means holistic, holistic. It can be seen on your screen. Then it is integrative, learning, operable therapy. It means that Hilot offers treatment that can be employed or workable or doable. It means it is effective and safe using natural methods, such as on Hilot. We also employ H or halaman, herbal, in healing. And then at the same time, we employ heat of fire or ignition through the form of giving warmth to the body of the person. And then we also use light as a treatment or liwanag. And O for orasyon. And people, we are going to discuss this orasyon more deeply when we go to tawas and the process of ritual making. But technically, people have a misconception of orasyon, and since our country is a Christian nation, they refrain from using the traditional way of orasyon because they think that it is demonic. But orasyon means prayer. Technically, it is a prayer, but in prayer we use to utter words, sacred words or sacred sound. Thus, applying orasyon on healthcare, it only means positive affirmation, such as what most of the New Age group and holistic wellness group that is providing to their community members. We use positive affirmation. And to the medical doctors, to the medical professional, it is called as a therapeutic communication. Yes, it is the right use of word to affect cure. It might be a mental suggestion or a positive affirmation. It's like using of words, technically. Not necessarily that you need to learn ancient script, ancient words or foreign words, such as the orasyon or Latin or whatever, in order to effect cure. But technically, you yourself as an individual has the ability to use your words positively to create or destroy. And the last thing that the modality that we use in Hilot is the water. Water can be drink or can be used for washing and everything. Today, this is what we are going to discuss about the modalities of Hilot. And since we mentioned that Hilot is a holistic method of healing, in order to be categorized for that, we also tell to the public that we are a form of traditional medicine and the medicine of the Filipino people before the coming of the modern doctors into our land. Have you think about that? If there are no doctors, if the doctors did not arrive in our country, no, as we all know that doctors came here, the modern doctors came here when the Spain arrived here and colonized our country. But before that time comes, who are the doctors of our society, of our ancestors? And they are the manghihilot. Although we need to clarify these things, if we call our medicine as Hilot, how will we call the practitioner of Hilot? If medicine is the one that provides cure, what do we call the practitioner of medicine? Can you imagine that? Okay, so if the practitioner of medicine is called doctor, The practitioner of Hilot or Philippine medicine is called what? They are called, commonly called as Manghihilot, but they are called as Babaylan. Yes, the Babaylan are the first doctors that treat the people in the Philippines before the colonization, before the Spaniards arrived. But we have a separate topic on this, okay? And the Babaylan, and through the Babaylan, they employ the force of nature, the element of earth, air, fire, water, and the spirit in order to provide cure. For we as Manghihilot or Babaylan believe that that life comes from the divine, whether whether the divine is a male or a female, it doesn't matter. And for the Babaylan, we think and we believe that these forces of the divinity, the male aspect and the female aspect, must unite in order to produce and manifest the creation. In reality of life, a man cannot conceive a baby, right? So as a woman cannot conceive a baby alone. They need two opposing forces in order to create something new. And that will only happen when these two forces unite as one and without any argument and disagreement to one another. But that is the force of nature, and that is the wonderful thing that happened when the force of nature works together in harmony. It produces new life and a new form. Thus, everyone becomes a living entity that lives on earth. So going back to our topic, which is the modality of Hilot. Hilot has its own diagnostic and treatment procedures. They employ that in order to determine the cause of illness, which is what we call as tawas. Tawas, before Hilot Academy been established, was known to be a method of spiritual diagnosis. It is similar to a divination or an oracle. No, we use traditionally we offer animals. We make offer of animals and we slaughter it, and on the internal organ of the animal, even the blood dripping are red if there are some illnesses. So we can determine all the ancient Filipino, the ancient Babaylan used that method of offering an animal and slaughtering it by reading the internal organs and the structure of that animal. That might pertain to the present condition of the person. And it is believed that before in employing tawas, that most illness of the person is caused by the spirit. Like what I said on the first video, on our first lesson, that illness is a result of disobedience from the natural law. Okay? So we have explained that on the first video, on the first lesson. But here, I'm just talking about the old concept of our ancestor on how they see why people get sick. People get sick because they are punished by the unseen forces of nature, and they believe that everything has life, and that's why the ancient religion or religious belief of the Filipino beforehand was animist, because the animism believed that every all existence have a soul and has a life of their own. So they believe on many mythological creatures such as the duende, the serena, the tikbalang, the capre, and all forms of mythological creatures that you can read. But in Hilot Academy, we studied that very well, and we found out that these these elementals, such as the dwarves, the duende, the fairies, the encantos, are all part of us. It is just a personification of that certain element, and that certain element corresponds to us, to our being, because we as an individual is also composed of the elements. Remember, in chemistry or in high school or in college, we study about the chemistry, and the periodic table of elements are divided into major groups. There are watery groups, there are airy groups, and there are metal groups, and something like that. And those things are present in our environment, in our surroundings. If that is present, and they are called the minerals, right? And that minerals and elements are also present within us. So if we are going to talk about the elements or the ingredients of man, what are the elements that made man, you will determine that there is an earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And you will probably like our subject, Kilubansa, elemental name energetic balance, or we just simply called it as Kilubansa healing, because from determining the element, you can also provide cure. So you have to watch for it. Okay, I hope that you will continue learning from us, continue to study here at Hilot Academy by reading the materials posted and also watching the videos that I'm making right now. Okay, so here the Kilubansa is the Diwata of healing. No, although we will have a separate course or topic or subject or video on the matter of Kilubansa, but popularly Kilubansa is the god of healing, or the Diwata of healing. And on 2011, Kilubansa revealed to me his method, and that method is through analyzing the name, and within the name there is an element, and we can see what is exceeding and lacking element in a certain person, and by knowing the deficiency and excessiveness of the element, we could formulate a cure to balance the deficiency and the excessiveness of the element. Actually, as a Hilot, we can be like an alchemist. We can, because we are working with the elements to balance it into our life. Even not only on the physical aspect of man that we are dealing with, we can determine the element of the person by their behavior and their social and their interaction with the society, and how his life is, how a certain person is living their life in the real world. Okay, aside from Kilubansa as a form of diagnostic measure, we also have the Tawas, or the traditional alternative wellness analytic system. So Kilubansa is included to that system of Hilot method of diagnosis, or the diagnostic method of Hilot employed, no? Kilubansa. Aside from that, we have the literal Tawas, employing candle, employing water, or employing paper and other things, no, in order to determine what kind of illness that happened to them. So right now, in this video, I want you to pause for a while, no? But before you pause, I will give you a signal. I want you to get a glass of water. We are going a distant healing, divination, or diagnostic, okay? So prepare a glass of water. So so pause it right now, then get a drinking water, okay? A drinking water. So when you are ready, play it again so that you may continue listening and watching me. Okay? So I'm paused. So now you have your drinking water. Okay? Hold it with your right hand. So with your right hand, I say, that the water is pure. Taste it. How does it taste? Take down notes of the taste. Then, as you hold it into your right hand, place it over your heart. Just in front of your heart like this. Then, let your mind relax. Let all the negative thought that dwells in your head flow through your blood. All the negativity in your eyes and in every part of your body will be washed out as the blood flows into your system. Since that blood is also a form of water, it passes through all organs in your body, and even it can wash out the cells in your body. Let all that negativity be carried away by the water in your body, and it will run through your hands, and it will pass through the glass of water that you are holding now. So, now, with that, taste the water again. Take a 3 little sip, okay? And as you swallow, taste the water. So tell me in the comment section, or you can make a record a video to tell your reaction and post it on our streaming page or even on a comment here. So with that, do the water taste differently? So what is the taste of the first time that you drink the water, and then on the second, tell me what the taste. Do the water taste sour, or do the water taste bitter or salty or sweet? Let me know by making comment below. Okay? So whatever the taste that it gives you, so whatever the problem that is in your body right now, it might affect literal organs in your body, or it might affect your emotion or intellect, or it might affect, you might be carrying some social problem in your life. Now I ask you to drink again, to empty the water in your glass, because that water is pure and clean. It is a creature of the divine, and through the power of the divine, this water will cleanse you from all the negativity and will heal you. So let us drink. Now, you have drink for the third time. Notice what does it taste. So if it tastes more pleasant than the second one, it means your illness has been cleansed out. It has been, you are being fixed by the universe, by the divine, by using this water as a drink to wash away all the toxic negativity. Though in reality, this is just a mind suggestion. This is just a mind work. It is working of the mind by giving you a suggestion to drink the water. But technically, the water is really a potent means of refreshing your illness or cleansing you out, because we use water to wash ourselves from dirty things, diba? We take a bath. And this is just one form of tawas of diagnosis. But the other thing is we can use the tawas sa papel or the paper tawas, paper diagnostic. We use the candle drippings, and we can also use an egg tawas. So we are going to discuss that on Unit 2. Then aside from that, we have to discuss the importance of tawas, because it is important for a Hilot or to the babaylan to conduct first consultation, because you cannot just give any treatment right away. You just don't, even on the medical practitioners, on the modern medical practitioners, we don't just drink medicine or the drug that without any proper consultation. We don't guess or make a wild guess of what kind of treatment that we should have. We should, in order for healing to be effective, there must be the right and proper diagnosis or assessment, or tawas. So tawas will help you understand the situation of that person and what kind of illness that he has. No, probably you might not be. There is no necessarily drug to be implemented to that person. Probably the treatment must be only a lifestyle change or change the diet or something like that. Not all illness, the solution for their illness is to take drugs or medicine. There are many forms of medicine need to be applied to us, and not and drugs is not always the solution to our illness or problem. So we have to find ways. As a Hilot, we need to listen to our patient. We need to observe our patient or our client. We need to, if we can smell the patient, we know what kind of treatment to recommend. Of course, if it smells bad, the patient needs to take a bath, right? Or even if you can taste it. No, we don't taste our patient, because through smell we can it's also attached to our tongue, so we know what treatment that person needs. Though talking about another healing or treatment modality, and we also consider bathing or banyos as a form of medicine. So it employ the use of water. But bathing is not limited only on water, the use of water, but we can also bathe on the sunlight and the moonlight. So that's why in our definition of Hilot also employs light in treatment. And now, as a question, you can make a comment below. Okay, a question is, what is the difference between light and heat? Because both of that uses the elements of fire. The fire provides light, and as it provides light, it provides also heat. So what is the difference? If you know the answer, you can make your comment below. But I'm thinking I will just discuss it now. But if you disagree with my answer, then that's the time you make comment below. Okay? Oh, okay. This is my answer. There is two difference of the element, no, of seeing, because the light provides sight, and then at the same time the warmth provides sensation. So there are two different senses that affects, although they might be similar as an effect of the fire, but the fire provides light, so it enables you to see, and gives warmth that affects your skin, your touch. So there are different organs, and even the eyes and the touch has corresponding internal organs that accompanied. So we will learn more of that on the following days. So what is the sense of sight and its organs, its corresponding organs, and the sense of touch and its corresponding organs. And by the way, both, even the skin and the eyes, have their elements. So watch out for that. Okay. So like what I've said, bath is a form of treatment. It is a form of cure that we could provide to our patient. Aside from that, we may also use or employ herbs. No, herbs, and herbs can be used not only for eating, for drinking, but sometimes we could carry herbs to change the atmosphere, to change our environment. So with that, we are going to study more about that. And aside from that, what else? We use heat, no? We employ fire. We employ the use of fire to heat up. And actually, the Hilot Pahid procedure is a form of warming up. Pahid is application. Application of what? Application of pressure in a form of a massage. So we call that Hilot Pahid or Hilot Wellness Massage. So the massage is one of the popularly known technique that is attached to Hilot. So many people will think that Hilot is massage, but as we always tell in the academy, that Hilot is not just a massage, but it has a different form of modality. It is the traditional medicine itself, such as the modern medicine. We cannot call medicine only as a massage, but it has many branches, such as the cardiology, the pediatrics, the geriatrics, the orthopedics, and the obstetrics. And talking about obstetrics, OB/GYN or something like that, no? Hilot was once known to be the first, what you call that, midwife, obstetrician, and gynecologist. We used to deliver or to attend to mother that to give birth in birthing, and we have that technique. So Hilot is also a midwife or traditional midwife, no? And what else? What else do Hilot modality? What are the modalities that is used in Hilot? Yes, we also have this form of treatment called dagdagay. It uses bamboo stick or any kind of stick to stimulate the nerves in the feet, no? On the both feet, no? And then at the same time, we also employ bentusa or fire cupping, and we also employ steam or steam bath. So it's also in the form of that, no? And lastly, we use the masahe, no? So with that, I hope that you have an idea of what Hilot is and what you can do in Hilot. You may learn this all technique, but you can specialize on one of the techniques that been said, no? Aside from that, I haven't I was not able to mention about one technique called Hilot Lagatok, or the Lagatok means popping, cracking, and usually it is a form of chiropractor or chiropractice, no? So we are the bone setter and bone align. How do you call that? Bone alignment, bone setter, bone. Yes. So that is chiropractic, no? So Hilot is also known in performing that to the society, and the albulario, then the bangi Hilot is also a practice. Albulario is a practice of using herbs and prayer, but most likely everything is now united in the work of Manghihilot. That's why in Hilot Academy, we have provided the course named Hilot Binabaylan. And by taking this lesson, you are all already on the halfway path towards becoming a Hilot Binabaylan. So I think this is just for now for lesson 2, and I hope to see you again on lesson 3. Until then.